The Master System is an 8-bit third-generation home video game console manufactured and developed by Sega. It was originally a remodeled export version of the Sega Mark III, the third iteration of the SG-1000 series of consoles, and was released region by region between September 1986 and September 1989. The Master System 2, a cheaper model, was released in 1990 in most regions. The Master System was a commercial failure in Japan and North America, but was successful in Europe, Brazil, South Korea and Australia. Production of the console ended first in Japan in 1991, followed by North America in 1992, Korea in 1994 and Europe in 1996. However, in Brazil, it is still in production as of 2024. The Master System has sold roughly 10 to 13 million consoles worldwide and about 8 million tech toy versions. For this video, I will be doing a list of the 5 best-selling Master System games. This information was not easy to get and took a lot of research and communications for the highest accuracy possible. R-Type is a horizontally scrolling shooter arcade video game developed and released by Irem in 1987 and the first game in the R-Type series. The player controls a starship, the R9 Arrowhead, in its efforts to destroy the Bido, a powerful alien race bent on wiping out all of mankind. The R9 can acquire a glowing orbicular device called a Force, protecting it from enemy fire and providing additional firepower. R-Type was commercially successful and celebrated by critics for its graphics and addictive gameplay, but was criticized for its difficulty. It is commonly cited as one of the best shoot-'em-up video games and one of the greatest video games of all time. Its success inspired several sequel and spin-off games, and home ports and releases for digital distribution services. A successful 1988 port, developed by Compile, was released for the Master System. It was immediately recognized as one of the best games available in the Sega library, which sold 1.14 million copies. Fantasy Zone is a 1986 arcade video game by Sega and the first game in the Fantasy Zone series. It was later ported to a wide variety of consoles, including the Master System. The player controls a sentient spaceship named Opa Opa, who fights an enemy invasion in the titular group of planets. The game contains a number of features atypical of the traditional scrolling shooter. The main character, Opa Opa, is sometimes referred to as Sega's first mascot character. The game design and main character have many similarities to the earlier Twin Bee, and both are credited with establishing the cute em-up subgenre. It also popularized the concept of a boss rush, a stage where the player faces multiple previous bosses again in succession. Numerous sequels were made over the years. The Sega Master System version was reviewed in 1988 in Dragon, given 4 out of 5 stars. In 1988, it got 4 categories of 9 out of 10 each from computer and video games. In 1989, computer and video games rated the Master System version 87%, considering the PC Engine version to be better than the Master System version, but not as commercially successful. Console XS reviewed the Master System version in 1992, giving it a 91% score. Phantasy Star is a role-playing video game, RPG, developed by Sega and released for the Master System in 1987. Sega launched the development of Phantasy Star so their Master System could compete with the burgeoning popularity of console RPGs, particularly Dragon Quest on the Famicom. Designer Kotaro Hayashida and programmer Yuji Naka formed a team, staffed by a large number of women for the time, including graphic designer Rieko Kodama. The team wanted Phantasy Star to be a unique RPG experience, so they added elements like 3D dungeon crawling, a female protagonist, and ample animation. The game's setting was a fusion between medieval fantasy and science fiction, an idea inspired by Star Wars. The team had to use several techniques to fit all their content on a 4 megabit cartridge, a large game size for the time. The game was released for the Master System 2 days after Final Fantasy arrived for the competing Famicom. It was praised for its grand sense of adventure due to its advanced visual effects and deep gameplay. The battery backup system drew praise but also contributed to the game's notably high retail price, which made it difficult for some critics to recommend. Phantasy Star is considered a landmark RPG for its use of predetermined characters and a science fantasy setting, and sold 1.7 million copies. Alex Kidd in Miracle World is a platform game for the Master System. It was released region by region between November 1986 and October 1988. It was later built into many Master System and Master System NQ consoles. A remake by Merge Games and Janken Team, titled Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, was released in June of 2021. It became the second best-selling game for the Master System, with 2.12 million copies sold. The game has been critically acclaimed since its release. In 1987, the French magazine Génération 4 gave the game a highly positive score. In 1991, Sega Pro magazine stated that, with so much to do and so many different ways of doing it, this is one of those games you will keep coming back to even when you have finished it completely. Computer and Video Games magazine in 1991 described the game as Sega's answer to Mario and concluded that the absorbing gameplay will have you glued to your screen for hours on end. In a 2008 retro review, IGN gave Alex Kidd a score of 9 out of 10 and an Editor's Choice Award, calling it an exceptional platformer with loads of action and some great puzzle-solving challenges that still holds up remarkably well. IGN also gave the Wii Virtual Console release a score of 9 out of 10. Sonic the Hedgehog is a 1991 platform game that was developed by Ancient and published by Sega for Sega's 8-bit consoles, the Master System and Game Gear. It was released in North America on the 23rd of June and in PAL regions and Japan in July. Development began in 1990 when Sega ordered its developers to create a game featuring a mascot for the company. The developers chose a blue hedgehog designed by Naoto Oshima after he won an internal character design contest and named themselves Sonic Team to match their character. It uses a novel technique that allows Sonic's sprite to roll along curved scenery, which was based on a concept by Oshima from 1989. Sonic the Hedgehog, designed for fast gameplay, was influenced by games by Super Mario series creator Shigeru Miyamoto. Sonic the Hedgehog was the final game released for the Master System in North America. However, the PAL and Japanese versions received sequels to the popular game, as well as versions for the handheld Game Gear. A total of 6 million copies was sold. To keep up to date with all of the latest videos then, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell for all notifications. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Here are some suggestions for some of my previous videos, and I will be releasing some new ones soon.